Hi, my name is Megan, and this is Everything Lit. And today I'm going to be bringing you my March TBR. As always, this is just a list of books that I'm excited to read. I will definitely not get to all of them. That being said, I am participating in the Trope-ical Readathon this month, which has 15 prompts. So I will put the list of prompts on the screen, and I will link their website down below. So if you want to sign up for the Trope-ical Readathon, you can. I'm going to be on Team Romance, which means our group read, you can either read The No Girlfriend Rule, which I don't remember who it's by, or Ramon y Julieta, which I think I'm going to read The No Girlfriend Rule. It comes out March 5th, so it's a brand new release. It's a romance, it's sapphic. I don't really know anything about it because I'm just going to read it for the readathon. And then this is kind of a chaotic TBR because I have not pinned down what I want to read for these prompts. I kind of want to just read what I want and then hopefully fit them into some prompts. So we'll see how that goes. But I'll also put the romance team prompts on the screen right now. So one is a genre mashup. I don't know what I'm going to do for that. Because like it doesn't have to be like romance in another genre. I'm pretty sure it can be any genre mashup. And then the reality TV trope, which I think I will read On the Plus Side by Jenny L. Howe for that reality TV trope. This is a romance about a plus size woman who has a crush on a coworker, and then someone at work nominates her for a like what not to wear type show. And she, I think, starts to have some chemistry, some flirtations with the cameraman of the show. And maybe this also has a bit of a love triangle. I do know one of the prompts that I'm going to read. That is the readathon. I've only picked 2 books that I know I'm going to read for it, even though there are 15 prompts. So I'm going to end up reading 15 books by the end of the month, hopefully. So let's pick our TBR jar prompts first, and then hopefully I can fit in what I'm already planning to read. I think this month, because there's so much going on with the Trope-ical Readathon, I'm going to just pick 3 again, which is what I did last month. All right, let's pick one. I'm feeling, oh, I got a blue and an orange. I'm feeling blue. Okay, I can't look at it. Books bought in 2024. Nice. Okay, so books bought in 2024, which means I can read almost any new, well, I can't read almost any new release. It has to be a book that I bought. Ooh. So if you've been watching my channel, you know that I'm limiting how many books I can buy per month to 5. So I did buy 5 in January. I have bought 3 so far in February when I'm filming this. And I do have plans for the other 2 I am going to buy this month. Both of them come out at the end of the month. So next on the February 27th. So I have like only 8 books to choose from because I have already read some of the books that I bought, which is amazing. I'm doing fantastic on new releases this year. Do I commit to something I've already bought, or do I let myself buy a book and then read it? Unclear. I'm gonna list 3 books that I might possibly read for this prompt, and then who knows? I guess you'll have to find out. You'll have to watch my March wrap up to find out what I read for a book bought in 2024. I could read The Mayor of Maxwell Street by Avery Cunningham. This is a historical fiction set in the 1920s in Chicago, and I believe that it follows a family of wealthy Black people, you know, back in the times when they were called Negroes, because it says wealthiest Negro in America on the back. So our main character, Nellie, becomes a debutante overnight. Her brother has died recently, and she wants to be an investigative journalist. So I think she crosses paths with a man who runs a speakeasy in Chicago, a really swanky one apparently, and it deals with Jim Crow laws, but being in the North, 1920s vibes. Picked this up on a whim. It was one of the 5 books I bought in January, and I kind of last minute was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this. So it would be interesting to get to it so soon, and I am really feeling the historical fiction. But I do have two other options. I could read Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I feel like I've been talking about this a lot and then just not reading it. I've never read an Ali Hazelwood. This is a paranormal romance. I don't know what to expect, but I'm very interested. And this is about a vampire girl who marries an alpha werewolf for political reasons, but also she may have a secret. And I would really love to get to A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal. This involves a tea shop and vampires and maybe a heist. I don't want to go into it, like, I don't want to know too much more going into it, but it is gorgeous. I didn't even commit to a book then. I'm just in such a reading mood. I just want to eat them all. Just want to shove all the books in my face. So I'm not going to be able to commit to anything. Let's do an orange one. Feeling this one. It's got a piece of cat hair stuck to it. Poetry. I feel like I keep getting the same ones, and part of that might be that the ones that I've opened kind of stick out more. I don't know. Poetry. Okay, cool. So for poetry, I think I am going to read Post-Colonial Love Poem by Natalie Diaz. This is a poetry collection. It came out a couple of years ago, 2020, and I have read a book of poems by this author before. I think it's called When My Brother Was an Aztec, and I really enjoyed them. So hopefully we'll have a good experience with this. Again, I am still on my like poetry journey, but I'm not like pursuing it, you know? Like I'm not picking up a lot of poetry to try and find things. I'm just meandering through the world of poetry. All right, one more. Let's try and get a new one that I haven't gotten before. Once again, it comes down to blue or orange. I think we're gonna pick orange. I'll open it towards you. What does that say? Color wheel. Color wheel. What did I think when I was doing this? I think I need to spin a color wheel and just pick a book with that cover, with that color cover. Okay, past Megan. That's gonna take some setup. I'm gonna have to get my laptop. I've got my color wheel set up. We've got many different colors. So we have pink, yellow, purple, orange, green, red, blue, white, black, silver, and gold. Yeah, Vino? So let's spin it and see what color we get. Yellow. Interesting choice. Okay. I have to pick a yellow book. As you saw, I got yellow on the color wheel. So you can see right here, there's like a yellow cozy mystery. I've got a yellow thriller. You can't see it in the screen, but there is a yellow YA romance. I think I'm gonna go with adult romance. And I'm gonna read For Butter or Worse by Erin La Rosa. This is about a chef who gets a spot to judge on a cooking show called Next Cooking Champ, and she gets put together with Hollywood's smarmiest jerk, according to the back. He's a restaurateur. They have to host this show together. Sparks fly. They get caught by the paparazzi in like a compromising situation, so I think they have to pretend they're dating for the ratings. So many things that I love in this synopsis. So this is what I'm gonna read for my color wheel prompt. So I have a ton of library books and I'm kind of a little overwhelmed by it now. I went ham, I requested a bunch, they came in, and I was like, oh my god, now I have to read all 15 of these books. So I will probably not get to all of these before they have to be returned, but I'm gonna run through the ones I'm most excited about and or like the ones I'm most likely to read, and that includes ebooks. So first I have the audiobook of Happy Place by Emily Henry. That's gonna come in very soon. Excited to read it. This is about two people who have broken up. They're going on a friend vacation and they're pretending that they're not broken up for their friends to like make sure that the vacation is still happy, and they'll tell them later. I've heard this is not Emily Henry's best. A lot of people don't like it very much. I'm interested to see. As I found out last year, audiobooks give Emily Henry stories a better chance with me. So I'm going to listen to the audio. I would also like to read Piglet by Lottie Hazel. I think that's the author. I've been talking a lot about this. I am really fascinated by it, and I have the ebook on hold, so hopefully it'll come in very soon. So this book isn't even out yet, so I think I'll be one of the first people to get it, which means I want to read it right away. And this is about a woman who is getting married, I believe, and the closer it gets to the wedding, the more she kind of freaks out. She's a famous cookbook person, so I think that her fiance betrays her in some way, but she decides to go ahead with the wedding, and that makes things spin out of control. And I think I talked about An Education in Malice in my last video. I did not get to it, but I do have the audiobook out right now, so I will probably not get to that until March. And this is a boarding school sapphic vampires are involved kind of story, and it is vaguely a retelling of Carmilla, and that is by S.T. Gibson. So I would like to get to Mother-Daughter Murder Night by Nina Simon. This involves a mother and daughter witnessing a murder and then trying to solve. So this is almost giving cozy mystery vibes, because I think it is about a grandmother, her adult daughter, and her granddaughter all at this cabin, and then the grandmother finds a dead body and becomes a suspect in the murder investigation, and they all have to work together to solve it. It's definitely giving cozy mystery vibes. I would like to read Projections by S.E. Porter. This is a gothic horror where this woman is murdered and her spirit is stuck to her murderer, and so she is stuck following him around as he continues to kill girls who remind him of her. And then she is going to try and stop him. It sounds very spooky and atmospheric and intense. I would like to read Kit McBride Gets a Wife by Amy Berry. This is a romance, a rom-com about 4 brothers and their sister, and the sister places an ad in the newspaper for one of her brothers to get married, and an Irish girl looking for employment applies or finds her way onto their Montana ranch, and he gets a wife. So it sounds wild. It's set in Montana in kind of the middle of nowhere, and it sounds like it's historical fiction, but that's not mentioned anywhere on the back. So is it modern or is it not? I would like to read Drowning by TJ Newman. This is a thriller, and I think this will be a really quick read and good for one of the prompts for Trope-ical Readathon. This is about a plane that goes down in the ocean and a couple people get trapped in it and the rescue efforts to get them. And I bet it's really intense. I read Falling by TJ Newman, and that was so intense, couldn't put it down, absolutely riveting. And I love the water. Even if it's scary, I love the ocean. So this is right up my alley. I have The Crane Husband by Kelly Barnhill. This is a retelling of The Crane Wife, but make it a husband. I don't really know much, but it's short. Subversive is what the cover says. So a little literary fantasy moment. I have Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma R. Albin. This is a historical romance. These 2 girls, their parents are both widowed, divorced, single, whatever the point is. So they try to parent trap their parents and get them together, but in the process, the 2 girls fall in love. I'm interested in a historical lesbian fiction because I feel like a lot of historical fiction that I've read was either straight or male, because men can get away with a lot more, right? So interested to see how this turns out. I would like to read The Woman in the Library by Sulari Gentile. I've had my eye on this for a while because it is about a bunch of people in a library, a woman screams, and they try to investigate, but it's also about a writer, I believe. And I heard a lot of bad reviews about it, and so I kind of put it on the back burner, and now a couple other people who I watch more frequently have read it and liked it, so I'm gonna give it a shot. I would like to read Stone Blind by Natalie Haynes. This is something that I have been waiting for it to come out in paperback. I think actually it comes out in paperback either this month or in March. But I was like, why buy it in paperback? What if I hate it? Let me get it from the library. We're saving that money. This is a retelling of the story of Medusa, and I'm interested to see how it's twisted or turned on its head and how Medusa is given a voice. And the last library book I'm going to talk about, but I do have like 4 more sitting next to me, is Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. This is another one where I was like, maybe I should just buy it. No, get it from the library. So this is a very like meta murder mystery where the narrator like tells us when the murders are going to happen and then like how their family has killed these people. It sounds really, big brain, but fun. I've heard that it's really fun and kind of a wild ride. And then just a few more books that I would like to read from my shelf, because I feel like I've been doing really good not buying books, and so I haven't added a bunch of books to my shelf, but I really haven't read a ton of the books that I own, so books aren't coming off the shelf either, I gotta find the balance. I did talk about both of these books in my February TBR. I did not get to them. That is For Your Own Good by Samantha Downing and Husband Material by Alexis Hall. This is a thriller about a private school principal or teacher who starts, I think, terrorizing his students to make them get better grades. And then this is a romance. It's a sequel to Boyfriend Material. I think these 2 characters, one is a son of a rock star and one is just a British guy. And all their friends start getting married and they start feeling the pressure to get engaged or get married. But are they ready for that step? I would like to read a cozy mystery this month. I've been really craving one. So I would like to read Lending a Paw by Lori Cass. This involves a librarian who creates a little bookmobile or book lending library van thing. And she drives around Michigan, I'm pretty sure it is, to deliver books. Except she finds a dead body, and I think she gets caught up in the investigation. I don't know if she's a suspect or a friend is a suspect. That's usually how it turns out. But our main character, Lending a Paw, obviously has a little cat that followed them home one day. I would like to read Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Q. Sutanto. This is another cozy about Vera Wong, who owns a tea shop, and one morning she comes down and there's a dead body in her tea shop. And she thinks that she can investigate better than the police. So she kind of takes things into her own hands and gets involved in the investigation. And I've heard this has a really nice found family element. And I swear to goodness, I'm gonna get to this book, What the River Knows by Isabella Banez. It has a bookmark in it. But this is a YA kind of fantasy, kind of historical fiction about a girl who's told that her parents have died / gone missing, and she goes on an adventure to find them or find their last dig site because they are archaeologists. And I just think this is going to be fantastic, and I just keep putting it off and putting it off, but I'm going to read it in March. All right, one more book. My librarian, because I've been going in so often to pick up books, recommended a little graphic novel because I talked about how I have cat hair on my bag because someone likes to lay on my bags, recommended this cute little graphic novel called Cheese Sweet Home by Konami Kanata. And this is about a little cat that this family finds, but they also have a newborn baby. And so I think it's the adventures of this cat and this small child and them kind of growing up together. It looks really cute. Look at that tiny kitty. So tiny, so tiny. So I would like to read this in March as just a quick little cute palette cleanser. So those are all the many, many books that I wish I could read in March. Let me know what you're reading down in the comments. What are you excited about this March? Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you could click that like button. You could subscribe, but really, you can do whatever you want.